my friends, and welcome back to the rabbit hole. Today's video is going to be another video in my series of best skincare of 2019. I gotta tell you, I think that this is probably going to be the most controversial video in this series. We're talking about the best peels today, and I feel like I absolutely have to preface this video by saying this entire video is going to be about very intense products. These are the kind of products where if you overuse them, you can very seriously damage your skin. I know I've said it before on this channel, I've seen a lot of people, get into The Ordinary, buy every last AHA product from them, and then wonder why their skin looks terrible. It's because you really have to approach these products I guess kind of with respect. Respect what AHAs are, what they do to benefit your skin, but that you can absolutely overuse them, use peels that are too strong, use peels that are not suited for your skin type. I mean, again, we're talking about AHAs, alpha hydroxy acids and beta hydroxy acids in this video. The word acid should kind of clue you in, right? Obviously, these are products you don't want to overuse. I mean, you saw what happened to Ozzy Osbourne. Now, the structure for today's video is going to be a little different from the other videos in the series. We're going to start with the two-step kind of standard peels. I don't have any drugstore options there, but don't let that deter you if you are on a budget, because the second half of this video, we're going to go more into the serum style of peels, and for each one of those, I have a drugstore dupe. So let's go ahead and start with those at-home peels. I do have a best overall here, and if you've been on this channel for any length of time, oh my goodness, you know exactly what product I'm about to show. It is none other than the Dr. Dennis Gross ALPHABETA peels. What's really nice about this being my favorite overall is that they do have 3 different strengths that you can purchase from this line. The only one that I have tried is the extra strength, and I'm going to say in this video that I don't prefer the most strong peels, so it's definitely interesting. It's a very, very strong peel and yet suitable for daily use. Dr. Dennis Gross claims that this product minimizes the appearance of fine lines, pores, evens out the skin tone, but there is an additional benefit that I personally noticed from this, and other people have noticed this as well. It seems to drop the amount of acne that you may experience. That's really not surprising because this not only contains alpha hydroxy acids, but also beta hydroxy acids. You've got your salicylic acid in here, which really does help if you do have acne. And it's just your 2-step system with the activator, the neutralizer pad, 2 minutes and you're done. Again, you can use this daily, although personally I stretch these out because of how pricey they are. I'd say I use these about 3 times a week. There is a con with this product and a reason why a lot of people won't even touch it. Again, I'm just doing this video to be as honest with you as possible, so while for me it is the best overall, it does actually have quite a lot of alcohol. Sometimes people get a little, I guess, flustered with me whenever I talk about products that I love that do contain alcohol, and I guess what I've come to settle on, at least in my head, is that I think the formulation is really everything when you're talking about products that contain alcohol. I think you can end up with a product that is very drying on the skin, or you can end up with a product that works extremely effectively. Go figure which one I think that this particular product is. I can recognize that a lot of people will not try it because of that, and I just want to say, we can have a mutual respect here. We really can in terms of ingredients and what should and shouldn't be in skincare. There are a lot of people that absolutely swear by this product. I'm one of them. It is, again, my best overall peel. We're going to do sensitive skin next, and I'm going to say it right now. If you have sensitive skin, this is a very difficult category to talk about as a whole. I suspect that with sensitive skin, you have kind of 2 different types of sensitive skin people. One being the type with allergies, and the other being the type that struggles with sensations on their skin. If you fall in that latter category, you may have to go really, really gentle with peels because, again, when we're talking about AHAs, there's a tingling sensation. It is supposed to be there, it is expected to be there, but I can absolutely believe that some people will not be able to tolerate that, or at least will not like it in the slightest. Now, all that said, I do still have a pick here, and that is going to be the EXUVIANCE Performance Peel. This is not my favorite peel for me because I find it a lot more gentle than the ALPHABETA peel. However, of course, I'm calling this my sensitive skin pick because it still does work. It's still very effective, and yet it is by far the most gentle of the 4 peels that I'm talking about. This product is actually higher in mandelic acid than glycolic acid, which I think is why you don't have anywhere near as much stinging with this product as some of the other products. Mandelic acid is a much gentler PHA, but you know, still, it does have a con to it, and it's one that's really quite surprising. This product contains parabens. Now, again, many people watching this don't care. Many people watching this do. But the reason it's surprising to me is because I feel like we still have a lot of parabens in a lot of drugstore products. I don't see them as much in $77 products. But I absolutely understand that a lot of people will not be interested in trying this because of that. So if you do have sensitive skin and you're avoiding parabens, you'll have to bear through the rest of this portion of the video. I will have a recommendation a little later in this video. My pick for mature skin. I'm just going to be honest with you guys here that I struggled with deciding on one because each of the products I'm about to talk about have their own set of pros, cons, their own set of traits that will make them more valuable to different people. So we're just going to talk about them both. I'm going to start with the Dr. Dennis Gross Clinical Grade Resurfacing Liquid Peel. I have a whole video in which you can watch what happened to my skin during the time that I used this, but overall I'm going to say it had the highest impact in terms of what it did to brighten my skin and smooth out fine lines, and you can really see it in that video. However, I did have breakouts while using this. Maybe it's important to have this conversation now. You know, it's very possible to have mature skin and still deal with acne. Is it any surprise at all that my own mother deals with acne to this day? I mean, acne it's genetic. She deals with acne, so I wouldn't give this one to her in spite of how you know, intense the results were from this, because I don't think it helped with the acne aspect. I also honestly think this peel might be too drying for some people. It does have alcohol, just like the other Dr. Dennis Gross peel, but for some reason, the sensation with this is much more dryness, whereas I don't get that with the ALPHABETA peel. So you see why this was difficult for me. It makes it kind of hard for me to put in a box who this is for, because it's so intense against signs of aging. But there are these specific cons concerning acne and then dryness, which are kind of two opposite ends of the spectrum in terms of skin type. So it's kind of one where I wish you could sample it. I don't know a way to sample this product because I've actually never seen Sephora samples with it, but it's certainly one that I wish people could sample before buying, because again, I think it's going to be too much for some people, and I think it's going to be holy grail for others. Which is why I also have to include the Dr. Lily Fan All-in-One Microdermabrasion Kit. So if you've ever tried the Philosophy Micro Delivery Peel, this is very much like that, but an upgrade. And I think in a lot of ways, this product might have the fewest cons, at least out of this category, but it's a very different system. This is a system where you apply these vitamin C crystals. You're actually using a little bit of physical exfoliation here, and then you follow with the activator. Very, very different, but no alcohol in this one, no added fragrance. The word fragrance is not in here, but it does contain orange essence oil. For what it's worth, when we're talking about photosensitizing ingredients, everything in this video contains AHAs, which are photosensitizing, so please make sure you're wearing sunscreen if you are using peels. So I felt like the results of this product might be a little bit less intense than the Dr. Dennis Gross clinical grade treatment. However, I did not have any acne while I was using Dr. Lily Fan's brand. Maybe at this point in this video, you're seeing why it's so difficult to narrow down just one pick. I think that, you know, you really have to know your own preferences, your own skin type, ingredients that you want to avoid in skincare. So, you know, hopefully that's just a few here to start you off in terms of having a better understanding of the options out there. So then we're gonna go over serums. And again, this is where I do have a drugstore option for every one of these. Now we're gonna start with the serum mask. I wanna be real clear here. This is not for beginners. It is very important that I emphasize this, because if you don't understand AHAs or how to find them in an ingredients list, you could very easily overdo it. You might not realize that you're using other products somewhere in your routine that contain AHAs. I'm telling you, they're everywhere. They're in makeup wipes, they're in micellar waters, they're in moisturizers, they're in primers, they're in sheet masks, and if you don't know to look for those and you opt for one of these extremely intense products, you could very easily damage the heck out of your moisture barrier, and it is not cheap to see a dermatologist and get that resolved. So again, for those of you that are more advanced and you want the strongest thing out there, I am going to say the Drunk Elephant SUKARI Baby Facial. This is a 25% AHA, 2% BHA mask that is meant to be left on for 20 minutes, no more than 2 times a week. This makes it a great product if you don't have a lot of time to, continuously be using products twice a week and you're done, and the results are incredible with this product. It's Drunk Elephant. We don't have to worry about fragrance, essential oils, any of that nonsense, but it is pricey and it is still very strong. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I've had really good results with Drunk Elephant. I've really enjoyed almost every product that I've tried from them, but you may notice I only have a small size of this product. It is indeed because this is one you don't want to overdo. I don't need to buy it because I still need to finish all these other products. So please keep that in mind. Again, this is not something to just kind of casually add to all of your other AHAs. Am I making myself clear? I really hope I am. Please do not overdo this category. Drugstore alternative. Can you guess what it is? You might know it. The Ordinary's 30% AHA plus BHA 2%. Honestly, this one actually is gonna give you better results than even SUKARI. This is no joke. And the difference between these two products, by the way, the giant difference is not just the price. This is a very simple, straightforward AHA peel where you're gonna feel it. You only leave this one on for 10 minutes twice a week, but you're gonna feel it for those entire 10 minutes. Whereas when Drunk Elephant makes their peel products, they include all of these other soothing ingredients so that you really don't feel it to the level that you will with the product that does not contain those soothing ingredients. But again, this kind of reminds me of in the moisturizers video where I was saying CeraVe works. The Ordinary's 30% AHA works. You have to be careful. You have to, understand what you're using. You have to know your own limits. Leave-on serums next. Now, why might you choose a leave-on serum over the other products that I've talked about in this video? Well, these are typically more gentle. They're still a step up from using an AHA-containing toner. And what is nice about these is you really do see the results in the morning if you apply these at night. So let's go ahead and talk about my favorite overall here. Probably no surprise. It is indeed the Drunk Elephant TLC Framboos Night Serum. Now I know that this one is pricey, but again, it's Drunk Elephant. We don't have to worry about fragrance, added alcohol, extra nonsense. This one is a 12% AHA BHA blend. It is not too strong. You will feel a little bit of a stinging when you do apply this, but as I've said before, this is the product that cleared my acne scars. 1.5 bottles and they were gone. And again, it is Drunk Elephant. It does contain a long list of soothing ingredients that you don't necessarily get in the drugstore alternatives. However, the drugstore alternative that I have here actually does have soothing ingredients, and that is the PIXI Glow Tonic Serum. I personally feel like this is a very, very underrated product from PIXI, but it does have a con, and that is, of course, fragrance. I actually think most products in this video do not have fragrance. This is the only exception. Maybe the Dr. Dennis Gross one does as well. So this is, again, one to approach with caution if you are sensitive to fragrance. But if you're not, you too may find it to be soothing and yet still very powerful. Very, very similar to that TLC Framboos. But if you have sensitive skin, I still have a pick for you, and it's one that I really hemmed and hawed so much over including. I'm going to go ahead and do it because honestly, I think it's one of the best skincare products that I've ever tried. All controversy aside, it really and truly is Sunday Riley's Good Genes. I've never tried a product that is so high impact and yet feels so calming on the skin. It does make sense because lactic acid is the gentler form of AHA. It doesn't have the intense feeling that glycolic does have. I don't know if I've ever really had this conversation with you guys, but the truth is I am not good at separating the product from the brand. I am not one of those people. If I think a brand has done something really morally wrong, I don't buy from them anymore. I don't talk about them anymore. You just don't hear about them. Now, thankfully, in the skincare world, there is typically a lot less of this kind of nonsense than there is in the makeup world. I may never figure out why. If you strictly watch skincare YouTube instead of makeup YouTube, bless your heart. That, by the way, for those of you who are not Southern, that was the jealous form of bless your heart as opposed to the other 8 forms of it. You know, right? You've got bless your heart, bless your heart, bless your heart, bless your heart. My point that I'm trying to make here is I really don't like what Sunday Riley has done. I really don't think I'm going to purchase from them anymore, but you best believe I am babying my last bottle of Good Genes because it's that good of a product. I also felt like if I don't include this in this video, I'm not being honest with you. I need to include it because it is that good of a product. But again, this mutual respect thing, if you continue to purchase Sunday Riley, I respect you. If you don't continue to purchase Sunday Riley, I respect you and I'm also right there with you. Still a darn good product, isn't it? One other con with this product, it contains a formaldehyde releaser. Please form your own opinion on that. I think what I've said before is that I will use a product that contains a formaldehyde releaser, but for me personally, I do not want my entire routine to be containing formaldehyde releasers. So, you know, it's just something where you have to choose, make an informed decision. Don't just Google formaldehyde releaser bad, because you're going to get a very one-sided opinion on that. But, you know, do some real research and form an informed opinion. Now, that is a pricey product, and not everybody wants to give their money to Sunday Riley. So, of course, we're going to mention the Ordinary's lactic acid. This one is the 10%. You could also use the lactic acid 5% if you have very sensitive skin. Again, you know, the Ordinary is extremely straightforward, so this is just a lactic acid product, no added nonsense whatsoever. And again, lactic acid is the more gentle AHA. I absolutely think if you have very sensitive skin, that 5% one is unquestionably where you should start. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.